I can't take any more. I just can't. I just can't. It's the end. It's the end of my life. I can literally feel my soul leaving my body. But please, tell me. This is the last path, right? We did the long path. We're now on the short path. So, it should be fine. Yeah? We all agreed? Should be fine? Should be good? Oh my god, please. Please, 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 please. Please. Oh my god. I've recorded all of this as well, by the way. I've recorded all of this. I've got like something stupid like 50 gig of just fucking Drizzlepath Genie. Oh my god. Hello, sweeping. Hello, Aishito. I try. Also, Twitter is absolutely just failing to let people know that I'm live. I should be doing that thing where I go live and it tweets out. My Twitter account is connected to my Twitch account. That's what it's supposed to do, but it don't fucking do it. Which is a bit shit. It's set to, but it don't. So, I mean, what's allowed to do? What is allowed to do? We just don't know. Right, okay. We're at the 4 red thingies. I think that's about where we left off, ain't it? I'm pretty sure that's about where we left off. I don't think we go that way. I think we come back the other way. Let me know if the game's too loud, by the way. I don't think it is. It should be fine. But, you know, just say the word. Say the word. Right. Oh yeah, of course. I immediately went to sprint. We don't have a fucking sprint, do we? No. We don't have a sprint. We don't have a sprint. Ah! Oh god. Okay. Let's wander. I wander. I wander. Wherever I may roam. Yeah, I thought it was too loud, but that's because I'm an idiot. And it turns out that I just had my headset volume turned up loud. The game is stealing my brain. It is stealing my brain. I've also, at this point, completely abandoned attempting to make it sound like a normal video, and I'm just interacting with the chat. So, sorry YouTube viewers, but to retain my sanity, I had to resort to means, right? Means that meant that the illusion was shattered. Okay, we're on to the nice crystally bits. Crystally bitly. Did we pass these the other way? I'm now concerned that we're going backwards again, but I can't. Yeah, it all looks the fucking same.
I grew curious about the fisher, so one day I decided to go watch him fishing and perhaps
creepy.
speak with him. I sat on a rock not so far behind him.
I'm sorry, but they are
He
just.
didn't
It's not
turn or
good.
look at me, but gazed far into the clear blue sky.
They've
of a
tried,
summer
bless 'em.
day, and said, "Looks like rain today. Where are your shoes, child?" It did not look like rain. I answered
Stupid old
his
man.
question with one
It
of
did
my
not look
own.
like rain.
Where are your shoes? He replied, "I never had a need of them."
So he was just a dickhead then. That's what I'm getting from that. He was just an arsehole. Where's your shoes? Well, I mean, I don't have any. Where are your shoes? I don't have any shoes. What kind of conversation is that? The sky is still crazy, ain't it? The sky is still crazy. Kind of looks a bit like the sky from the ending of Bloodborne, only worse. Buy me some shoes! This is the end of this Steam gift gamble, though.
And on.
Still got Gothic vision. Yeah, we have. Once this is done, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. I think I'm just going to be free. Free to do what I
When
please.
one walks deliberately,
Go where I
with
want.
purpose and care,
Do as I
they
fancy.
have no need of shoes. But you run all the day long without shoes. Not because you don't need them, but because you like to feel the ground beneath your feet, even if it hurts you sometimes.
Why is he spying on
I thought
kids
how
running
this
without
was
shoes?
true.
The
A
fuck?
truth I had not even thought of myself.
Ooh.
The villagers think you are a half-mad hermit, I offered. He laughed.
What a
and cast
bitch.
his line again.
Oh, you like running without shoes, do you? Yeah. You're a fucking half-mad hermit. Oh, cheers. Cheers, girl, thanks. That's great. I needed to pick me up. What a bitch. I mean, look at this. There's many houses around here. Many houses. And some scarecrows for some reason. Have you noticed how the music is a bit heavenly? A bit... We've gone from that freaky shit that we had before. Why would a building be this tall and have windows up there if there's no second floor? So now we've gone to sort of nice... You know what, I wasn't sure what to stream tonight, because I'm going to stream later on, probably about 9 PM BST, on this channel, obviously. But there's mods for, there's mods for, well, a mod, for aliens, aliens, I can't talk, I don't know what's going on in my brain, aliens, colonial marines, it's meant to make it actually not terrible. I think it might be worth checking out. Because we all know that the actual, like, aliens, colonial marines, fuck me. Oh, there's the magic lollipop again. Still can't get access to it, though. Yeah, apparently it's... Apparently it improves it quite a bit. I mean, it's not hard, because the, well, it was shit. It's not hard because it was just totally shit. But you know, if it could be worth a look. It could be worth a look. That. The Star Wars mod for Sins. Yeah, we did a video on. It's on Unit Lost. Maybe I should do. No, maybe I should do a Sin stream as well. You know. Ooh, yeah. I think a Sin stream would be good at some point. I think this is this is the right way. Going towards the mountain lightning. The lightning mountain. What has happened? What is going on? I can't speak. I just can't speak. First it was anal marines, which doesn't even mean anything. I just don't know what's happening to me. I mean, at least the music's a bit nicer. Oh, you don't even have to... Oh, here we go.
Right. If my concern for the world about me, being greater than my concern for myself, is madness, then yes, I am mad, he continued. We should never want for more than we need, for that is the beginning of the end. The collecting of things beyond our need is, to me, the truer madness.
Oh, but he's one of them hippie types. Oh, I see.
Become heavy and burdened with possessions. After a time, it is the possessions that possess us.
I thought there was writing over there, but I don't think it is. No, it's not. No, I haven't seen any more writing. Oh my god. So we've got beyond the God is dead, dead is no Lord, to just sort of random hippie speak now, kind of a little bit Fight Club-esque. We're now on to do not seek out possessions, or possessions will possess. In Soviet Russia, possessions possess you, which is great, but does it really mean anything? I don't know if it does. It's perfectly possible to have multiple possessions without being like a greedy loot whore. It's entirely possible. It's not like they're mutually exclusive or anything. Scenery is exactly the same. The scenery is, I mean, it's still not changed. Oh, that was a nice bit of texture pop in there. Did you see that? My God. It looked like one type of rock, and then when we got closer, it magically transformed into a different type of rock. Oh, here we go.
They have no possessions, and so can flit about on the waters, light and unburdened, free to swim anywhere.
Yeah, but fish also don't have higher intelligence, do they?
They would sink and die.
Yeah, but they don't have higher intelligence, do they?
This seemed obvious enough to me. Fish can't carry things anyway.
Because they don't have higher intelligence.
Consider also the story of a king I once knew. I quietly laughed, as if the mad fisher cavorted with kings. I thought this very unlikely.
I mean, the whole if birds were carrying backpacks then they'd fall out of the sky analogy is all very well, but a bird is not a human being. It cannot speak. It cannot form coherent thought. It operates purely on natural instinct and requires no distractions to maintain its daily life. It is basically driven to reproduce, and that's literally all it does. Whereas humanity is somewhat higher elevated than that. Last I checked, anyway. I can't, for instance, remember any fish painting the fucking Mona Lisa or anything like that. I do not recall any birds composing a Fifth Symphony, for instance. I've never even seen a fucking fish do a finger painting. So, clearly, what applies to fish does not apply to us, because we ain't fucking fish, are we? You stupid old bitch. It's like it's like those people who are like, oh, I'm so stressed out. I saw this animal and I was like, I wish I could be
this
you.
King was master of all.
Great, you just got eaten by a bear.
He gathered to himself
GG.
all the riches and fine things of the world. His every desire was met, but still he wanted more.
Wait,
Possessed
what?
with accumulation, he neglected his kingdom, even his wife and only son. The more he gained, the more he wanted. He piled up all his treasure in a great storeroom and locked it away. But one day his young son found the key and entered the chamber.
His dad was like, oi, you little fucker. Get out of there. That's not for you. I knew there was text over it, I saw it. It would be a finger painting. Right, what's this shit? Hello! You remember yourself sealing the crooked window shut, but not why you did it. You enjoy your freedom the same way a guinea pig enjoys his maze. Yes. That's exactly what we saw beforehand. Not any more interesting. Could have at least changed the text, but no. No. Why do that when you can just repeat yourself over and over again like some dementia-ridden pensioner? Oh, look. Oh, it's an arm that we can't get to because there's an invisible wall. Bit of random invisible wall there. Excellent. Why? Why would you put an invisible wall there? I can only assume they put an invisible wall there because that's it meant that was a... Well, that would have been a shortcut, but they couldn't find out a way to close it off, I guess. I reckon with that kind of thing, what they do is they put the thing down there, and they were like, okay, that's cool. It's like a little clue. It's not really a clue because it didn't mean anything. That's like a little clue. Oh shit, hang on. We can't put it there because he could just walk round it. So what do? We could move the little clue thing, the little Easter egg, or we just stick an invisible wall down because I can't be bothered. Oh, stick an invisible wall down because you can't be bothered. We'll do that. Something I almost want to happen is for someone to make this kind of game, for me to rip it to shreds like I've done with Drizzlepath, and for them to say, alright then, well you write the script for it. Because then I'd have the opportunity to say, but I can't write the script for it. Because I don't know what the fuck it's about. I don't know what you were trying to say. You say you rewrite the script, but 90% of what you've put in the script is meaningless drivel, and it literally doesn't mean anything to anybody. It's just words. It's nothing but words. How can I rewrite something which is nearly incomprehensible? It's like, you would not present someone with, like, a mulch of paper that's clearly had stuff drawn on it, but has also been ripped to pieces, soaked, set on fire, put out, and then put in a compressor, and then say, well, if you think you can draw better than that, I don't know what you've drawn. I can't see what you've drawn. This is a mess. It's a complete mess. There's nothing to see here. I cannot draw a better version of that, because that isn't anything in the first place. It's pretty much exactly like that. More the crazy crystal shit. Problem is, now that we've got to the end of the first story arc, the first path, I'm no longer wondering whether any of this shit has any significance. I'm just assuming that it's shiny assets that have been placed for no reason.
The king heard a loud crash and ran to the treasure room. There he saw a great avalanche of gold, falling on his son and crushing him. Try as he could not pull the boy from the heavy flood. He dug and dug in the gold, but his son was lost. Too late did he feel the love he had for his only son. In the collecting of things, he ignored the only thing that really did matter.
That is the most ham-fisted approach to telling a cautionary tale about overindulgence that I have ever heard in my life. It's not even that the son was killed in some sort of riding accident, or the family drifted apart, and it was only when the wife and the son left, never to return, due to the king's avarice, did he realise his mistake. No, his son was literally crushed by a giant pile of gold. That's the best way they could do that. That is the way that they wanted to impart the message. Not that obsession with material wealth can be damaging to emotional relationships. No, his son was literally killed by the material thing that he had grown obsessed with. Holy fucking shit. Jesus Christ. Look out, lads, the king of the metaphors has arrived. And in this particular tale, we have used the subtlety of the sledgehammer to impart the message. There wasn't any sort of turmoil or grief or build-up. No, there was no gradual spacing of relationships. There wasn't even a point where the son and wife realised that the king had become too obsessive.
And vowed to never possess another thing that he didn't need. He gave away all his treasure to the poor people of the kingdom and set out alone to live a life free of possessions. Was this mad fisher once a king? I found it very doubtful. You see, Lula, he said, we often learn too late what is really important in life. There is an old saying that the owl of wisdom only spreads its wings at twilight.
Yes, when your family members are literally crushed by the material possessions that you have accrued, then you suddenly realise your mistake. What the fuck? What? I mean, I'm not being pretentious about am I being pretentious about this chat, or is that like the clumsiest way that could have been done? It's so clumsy. Exposition? No, we don't need that. No, we don't need exposition. Do we need I don't know, do we need pacing? Do we need a build-up of do we need like a build-up of elements? Perhaps a more in-depth explanation of characters? I mean, do we need to perhaps...
What does it mean, I asked.
Soften the metaphor. No. Have the kid crushed by a pile of gold. Okay, great.
We only decide to change when we are forced into it, with our backs against a wall. We can change at any time if we choose to, but we usually don't until it becomes necessary. In any event, there is always hope. And with that, I heard the sudden rumble of thunder as dark clouds suddenly gathered in the sky, and it began to rain.
The problem is that, in the context of that story, the valuable lesson is that if you amass too much wealth, your family members will literally get crushed to death. That's not a lesson, is it? That's a freak accident. That's not... You cannot tie that to the story of greed causes emotional distress. You can't tie those two together. Because the emotional distress didn't come from, like, a direct consequence of focusing on wealth above all other things. It came from the fact that his son managed to get into a room that he wasn't supposed to go into, and then a bunch of shit fell on him. I mean, would you say the same thing if he'd gone into, like, the woodshed where the wood was stored to keep the castle warm during winter? Would you do that? Then the king learned that he shouldn't stockpile wood to keep his family alive during winter, because if he did, his son would die from being crushed by wood. It doesn't fucking mean anything. Having the son killed because the gold fell on him completely nullifies the entire objective of telling that story. The story is that amassing wealth causes emotional distress and emotional pain, and can lead to consequences that you know are undesirable to you. But the way they implemented that was just that the son died in a freak accident. I mean, it could have applied to fucking anything. Oh, this king's son was on a horse, and then the horse bucked, and the son fell off and broke his neck. And then the king learnt, oh, I shouldn't have horses. What? Smiled into the rain.
At last, he turned to me with his wild but knowing eye and said, "Seek the middle way, Lula. Between all and nothing, find the middle way. But know that you will not find it out in the world. It is in a secret place that only you can find, and the greatest secret of all is that there is no secret. You will find the genie, and when you do, you will understand even the dreaming gods."
Oh, great. Don't know what that means. I never do know what that means. The son was suffocated by... The son rolled over in his sleep and was suffocated by the feather-down pillow. And then the king learned that material possessions cause death amongst the family. What? Pardon? What? Hello, is that the well-known author William Shake Ham Fist? We need a script doing. Oh, the rain stopped. Wait. I've instantly become lost. I don't know what's going on. I thought we were heading towards some boulders, but now I can't see the boulders anymore. The son tripped and smashed his head open, then the king banned walking. It's exactly the same. It's exactly the same story.
Jump across.
I know, we've already done this once. What are you talking about? You fucking idiot. Jumping? On a jumping puzzle? Surely such a thing has never been heard of. Is there anything down there interesting? No, I don't care. I don't even care enough to look. Ugh.
Then I knew he was truly mad. It made no sense. A secret? That there is no secret. But he spoke to me of the genie long before my dream, where the wizard told me to find it. Was it a dream? I can't remember. For all I know, it was real, and I am dreaming now.
Oh, getting a bit philosophical
Are we all
up in this
asleep
joint.
and dreaming the world?
What was it?
Are the gods real?
Oh, what was his name?
Beginning to confuse me very much. I can only hope that he was right.
Was it Sartre who's the existentialist? Was it him? Am I a man dreaming he is a butterfly, or a butterfly dreaming he is a man? Was that him? Was that Sartre? I think he was an existentialist, wasn't he? See, I know my shit. I took philosophy in for my A levels. Genuinely, I don't know why I did. It's not going to get you anywhere, is it? What do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a philosopher. You mean you're homeless? Yes. I might need another fucking Red Bull at this rate.
I should much like to reach the mountain before winter falls. I wonder if my mother came this way. Did she brave the storms and lean into the wind, pressing on?
No.
Turning back never seems an option, I know, having come this far myself. Sometimes in the wind, I think I can hear you singing to me. You sing the rain.
I don't think you can.
You sing the snows to me. It makes me brave against the elements.
She sings the rains and the snows, but it makes her brave against the elements. If she's singing the rains to her and the snows to her, that means she's actually causing it. I'd love to know which voiceover artist they booked from Fiverr to do the lines for this. Oh, there's the Mountain of Fire. A bit closer than we thought. It's not really. It's further away than I thought. God damn. How long have we been going again? Like half an hour again? Nah, it's not quite that bad. It's like 25 minutes or something. Maybe not even 25. It might be about 20 minutes, because I did play a couple of songs before we started. So actually, maybe we're getting close. Shit writing, read by a 12-year-old. Ugh. 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 We're nearly there. We're nearly there. Can we have another take where she fucks up the line? Those make me laugh. I like those. I like it when she fucks the line up. Where she does a take and she blatantly gets it wrong, but then it just carries on. Is there more shit down there? Do we even care? No, we don't. We don't care. We can't. We just can't. Can't bring ourselves to do it. It's like I want to, but at the same time I don't want to. Oh, we've gone completely silent again.
How my mind has frozen on you, on a soul beautiful as first frost. I am snowblind, mad without footprints.
What does that mean?
Your coronal pallor, contoured and torpid as an angel's trumpet.
What does that mean?
I close my eyes and imagine you alone in a forest chapel, watching the snows fall on midwinter's eve. You see me through the window. I can't see the path through your shit art. Standing alone in the dark pines.
No, it's death.
Storm-torn and buffeted by the wind.
Where's the path?
You see me and slowly draw the curtains.
Oh, mystery. That looked like the woman from the Scottish. What is it? Scottish Widows. What are they called? Scottish. Is it Scottish Widows? The bank or building society or whatever. So snowblind without mad footprints. I mean, was it mad without footprints or without mad footprints? Man, that bitch has got she's got mad footprints, bro. Oh my god. Okay, we've got more sparklies up ahead. More sparklies. I've yet to see any more text. Not that I really care, because it's just going to be the same text we found earlier. It's always the same text we found earlier. It's like the ultimate Blue Peter game. And here's some text I wrote earlier, presented to you again. She's a fancy tart with mad footprints. I think the sprint only applied to the long path because the long path was too long without sprint. I think that's what's happened here. The green path was too
I lean into
excessive.
the cold and think of the pale promise locked in winter.
No, that doesn't
Though
mean
it is the
anything.
dying of summer, the quietly encroaching cold hiding in leaves. It holds the expectancy of spring.
No, it doesn't. It holds the expectancy
A
of autumn.
diminuendo
Autumn
of
comes between
green
summer and winter.
sadly
Learn your
passes,
seasons.
But will
Fuck
keep
me.
warm the winter long, and clutch the memory of warmth in our hearts. Though spring promises nothing of herself in returns, and summer swears no shrift of conscience in its leave-taking, we sing.
Though spring promises itself nothing in returns. In return? In return have made that sentence work. But not returns. Returns doesn't work. I should be an English teacher. I tell you, if I was an English teacher and one of my students produced this shit, and we're talking in primary school, we're talking year 2, right? I'd be fired immediately for backhanding a child. I'd be like, excuse me. Little Jimmy comes up, little Jimmy. Sweet little Jimmy with his blonde hair and his blue eyes. Oh, look what I wrote! Look what I wrote, Mr. Kiri! I read it. I'm like, Jimmy. Stand there, Jimmy. And I take a step back. And he'd be like, is it good, Mr. Kiri? And then, fucking, right round the back of the head. Right round the fucking ear hole. He'd be laid out on the floor. I'd be like, Jimmy, you fucking write anything like that again. You show me something like that again. I'm going to take you home in 2 pieces, Jimmy. The head and the rest of you. Now fuck off. Go and sit down. Stop crying. And don't ever write anything like that again. And then I'd immediately be fired, probably arrested, charged with child abuse, and
we may come to regret that we
put in
rue
prison.
the florid heat of summer, even as it slips always
maybe I
away
won't become a
again.
teacher.
We may yet sing of birth and rebirth, as the new grass lights the air, and meadow birds sing with us.
Ooh.
Winter
It
groans
groans
in sheets of ice and burdens of snow. But
And in that voice we hear the promise of spring. With mittened hands cupped against the cold, we sing of life, and light again the candles of hope. See, I've listened to so much of this shit that I can actually talk along to it as though it was a song, just by reading the words in exactly the same intonation that she does. I've even got the inflections right. She speaks so like dully that I can just hear it. I can just replicate it without a problem. There's more text over there. So we're going to see what the text says.